What's happening, fight fans? Welcome back to Combat Sports UK. Chris Simpson here. Make sure that you are subscribing to the channel if you're not already. Make sure that you like this video, comment, share it, interact with it on all forms of social media, just so we can keep getting the word out. And like I said, make sure that you're following all the people that we're interviewing, boosting their career. A lot of them are on the amateur scene, early pro ranks, and we want to give them a boost. So yeah, without further ado, I'm joined by Micah Matibiri. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, my man. How you doing, Chris?
Yeah, always good, mate. Obviously you're fighting on the absolutely stacked out golden ticket card at the end of
Crazy
March.
thought.
That card is insane, mate. When I got
Crazy.
sent it to obviously start reaching out for some of the interviews, I was like, geez. I was like,
Yeah.
this.
The only thing that makes me more excited about it is the fact that I'm fighting on it. Like, bro, as a fan, like it's a really big card.
Yeah, and fighting Mateusz Mierzałowski, another title fight as well.
Yeah.
It seems to be pretty much what you're getting used to now is title fights and big fights. You've just come back from the IMMAFs as well.
Yeah.
How was that experience at the IMMAFs? Because I know a lot of people they go to the IMMAFs and they come back and they're a completely different person and a different fighter.
Bro, it was next level. Like, it's given me the taste of what the pro level is without actually going pro level. Like, the fact that you have to be ready to fight back-to-back days, still keep professional. Like, you got to be on top of weight, training everywhere, and especially to go and get a win out there. It showed me the level I'm at, and the level I want to be at. I think that's the biggest thing for me. But I'm a completely different fighter. Coming back
Yeah.
from that, I know where I needed to be.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you don't get to the IMAFs by luck either. It's
No.
you get there with hard work, dedication, and showing that you've got the ability to do so. So yeah, I bet that was unbelievable for you. But yeah, just looking to the card at the end of March, Golden Ticket, another title fight, another 5 rounder. Are you excited about this matchup? Is it one that's getting you up in the morning?
Bro, it's one that's got me working so hard as well. And obviously, like, I rock with a lot of like Renegade, Fearless is one of those clashes. Like, it's always big whenever someone fights from that gym, because we're the biggest gyms in Birmingham. So whenever those names are kind of heard, it's like, wow, they really want to see who's gonna win. And I think this one, I took it especially because I'm at that point now where I only want big fights. Like, I only want the fights that will make me think, yeah, I'm gonna have to work for that one. Because there's no point in me fighting a bunch of people that I know I'm gonna knock out straight away. Like, there's no challenge in that. I need the challenges so that when I get to the pro level, it's that much, more
Yeah.
easy, and I'm used to it.
Yeah, just obviously speaking about the pro ranks, when are you kind of looking? Because I think this will be your ninth amateur fight now. Are you kind of just taking every day as it comes and not really thinking about that too much?
Every day as it comes, but I'll see where I'm at. Like, I wanted to just see how many fights I can kind of get in, because I'm there, like I'm getting there, but as a complete fighter now, I've seen, especially also going to the IMMAFs, like you said, you get to see the levels, the different levels that are there around the world. I think that just opened my eyes to, there's so many people out there that are competing in the world, and I know what is needed of me in order to reach the ranks I have for myself, because I put high expectations on myself. So I think that's why I want to just take the first half of this year to just see how much I can get through, and really push myself. And then I'll take it as it comes, and I'll see where I'm at by the end of the year, possibly looking at something there. But we'll
Yeah,
see. Yeah.
I think you're finding a lot of people are having more amateur fights now.
Yeah.
They're not rushing into becoming a pro now because and I remember when I first started out watching the sport and in attention to the sport, what it's been like 13 years now, the gap from amateur to pro was massive. I don't even think there's really that much of a gap anymore.
Yeah. No, nowadays I'd say arguably some people in the pro level just go into it, so you'd end up fighting people that aren't actually at the level ready to go pro. Some amateurs are arguably better than people that are at the pro ranks, and that's just because they've taken the time to dedicate themselves, prepare, and that's the advantage we have nowadays. Where back in the day it wasn't as much, but now we know we have the opportunity to hone your skills and be as complete as possible before you make that jump. So I think that's a big thing people are taking advantage of now.
Yeah, there wasn't the platform for the amateur guys when I first started, like training and watching the sport. But now the shows that you get on it, they're like pro shows. So it's
Literally, like GTFP, like it's massive
yeah,
for any
it's
amateur. I think getting on these shows, FCC, GTFP, Organite, like these are all big shows that give you a platform, which is the best part because we can promote ourselves so that when you go to pro level, people know who you are. you've got the name and you can carry a fan base with you, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I just want to like obviously you alluded to Fearless and Renegade being so close together and the two biggest gyms in the area, and it always seems like one of your guys will always have to fight one of their guys eventually, because
Yeah.
the best fighters come from these gyms. So I'm guessing you know a lot about Mateus already in terms of his skill set.
Yeah, his skill set wise, like I know what he brings to the table, but I've never trained with him personally. That's why like it was a good fight to take. That made sense. It's like where some of the other guys like I've trained with them before, so it makes it that bit awkward where you see each other quite a bit. Whereas him, I'd never trained with him, but he was still a renegade guy, so I know what they bring. And that's the level I want to be facing, you know. So I don't want to have to look elsewhere. It just made sense,
Yeah, definitely.
you know.
In terms of Fearless's expectations this year, are you all looking for it to be a massive year for everyone there?
Big year. We've already got most of our guys on Cage Warriors in March as well. So as soon as that card's done, hopefully they all get wins, and then it's on to GTFP. But yeah, Fearless, this is gonna be a big year for us, man.
Yeah.
Like
How do you think Josh is going to get on in his pro debut?
he's gonna smash it. There's no doubt in my mind he's gonna. I know he's the most excited about using elbows because that's one thing. In sparring rounds with him, I can tell you personally, he's always got to hold back an elbow, but there's always one loaded up, and now he's gonna be finally able to use that tool. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's got those long arms, hasn't he, where he can like post up and then throw the elbow. Yeah,
yeah,
I was really surprised because I didn't know that, because I reached out to Josh for I think it was what is he a lightweight, Josh, isn't he, or is he a
yeah,
welterweight? Yeah, lightweight. We were looking for a lightweight to possibly fight on Vulcanite for the title, and I reached out to Josh and I was like, oh, do you fancy it? He was like, nah, I'm not interested, but he wouldn't really say anything else. So I was like,
yeah.
I wonder what was happening, and then like
That's why.
a
That's the
month
news,
later.
man.
A month later, I was like, "Oh shit, he's turning pro. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool." In terms of like you two as well, Josh and yourself, I see you two as you've kind of come at the same time,
yeah.
and you must feel real proud that he's made that step now, and it must make it seem to you that you can make your pro debut on a massive show like Cage Warriors as well when the time comes.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's definitely there. Like I could definitely I'm not want to say I would walk onto those shows, but I that's the target, you know. Those are the kind of shows where we set ourselves up to be on. Like it would have to be a Cage Warriors, have to be something big for us because we're prospects like we're seen as that level, you know. For the UK as well, we want to push it up. And especially with me and Josh, the level we've come up at to go to the IMMAFs together as well, having that experience together, we know what's expected of us, you know. I think our gyms, the country expects that from us as well.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of the fight being 5 weeks away now, the training might must be like stepping up now,
Yeah.
getting into like a full camp scenario. How are the next few weeks looking like for you?
Rough, man. It's gonna be rough, but that's what I need, man. I need trench work. Like but I love this point in the camp because it's really where I find I get to dig down myself and like really work hard because it's more just about finding myself as a fighter, but overcoming different obstacles that come because I'm still early in my career. I'm not like a McGregor level money where I can just pay to get fly coaches out and bring them. I've got to overcome scheduling training sessions, trying to get different places, locations, stuff like that. So it's really hard to sort out, but I love overcoming those obstacles because it makes it so much more satisfying when you win.
Yeah. And how do you think Mateo should be preparing for you? Because when he's looked at your fight, obviously we know that you're a strong wrestler, you hit hard, you've got the ability to go all 3 rounds, 5 rounds. What do you think he'll be
Yeah.
doing to prepare for you?
I think all you can do is protect the chin because it's one of those things. If I find that target, you end up going to sleep or you end up on the canvas. It's really dangerous, and I feel like I carry that power through all 5 rounds. So you're probably going to be working defense, staying tight. Um, but yeah, I'm a completely different fighter now, and I've gauged myself to the point where I can pick shots now. I'm not the same fighter I'd say before. As if you compare me to my GTFP debut, because this is kind of like a full circle moment now, where
Yeah.
I'm having a title fight from having my debut on GTFP, and the level I was at the start, where it was wild, reckless. I still carry that with me because that's at my core, you know. I'm a dog at heart, so I'm always gonna come in there looking to kill somebody. But the you'll start to see the skill level show in this fight, definitely.
Yeah, I think you're really dangerous when you've got your opponent backed up against the cage
Yeah,
and they can't move towards you or back anymore. They've got to move laterally and they've got to then go into one of your hands into a hook eventually. So
exactly.
so I think that's kind of where you really excel. In terms of how you think the fight's going to play out, have you got any idea on how you think the fight will play out?
I think it'll be a war, really. I think he'll come in there ready to fight. Like I'm expecting that of him because I don't think he'd take me lightly. I'm not taking him lightly. I wouldn't expect anything less out of just pure respect, you know, because I know the gym he's coming from, you know, like I know the people he's trained with, so I know, you know, what's expected of him as well. But I've just got for me, I just can't afford to lose, man. I won't have a loss, you know. Like there's nothing I hate more than losing, you know.
Do you know who's going to be in your corner for that fight?
I can't. I'm working with a lot of different coaches, but I've got a vague idea, but you'll have to see on the night.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, I want to speak about people coming from your gym because obviously Jack Humphreys is in America now.
Yeah,
How obviously watching him and he was always there for your fights coming
yeah.
up, and you vice versa were always there for his fights coming up. How inspiring is it of how well he's been doing and how his life has changed over the last year?
It's amazing, man. It's amazing to see. It's like you said about Josh. You know, it's I see that, and it shows me that I can get those kind of opportunities. I can get to that level. And Jack, like, he's always giving me advice. Like, it's something where he's helped guide me on my path, kind of. You know, because he started fighting before I did, even though he's younger. So coming up with him as well has helped me, like, you know, see what I need to do right, and it's made it easier so that I don't have to have the same struggles he might have had coming up before. Like even the IMF path he helped put me on that path to the point where now when I went up there, I was able to perform to a certain level that's expected, you know?
Yeah, and when you made your debut, I was there at Golden Ticket just under 2 years ago. Knocked out Mitchell Monger in the first round. I remember it well. Did you ever think that less than 2 years later you'd be at the level that you are now in terms of the level of competition that you're at?
Mm, I expect it to be, you know, up there, but I couldn't envision this kind of, you know, level change because you that's early in the game. I was still learning about the game as well. You know, you don't see the levels, but in that space of time, like I've trained with so many different people, um, different legends. I've met so many people, so it's like I've seen fighters, I've seen the caliber that's there, really out there in the world, and it just opened my eyes more to where I need to be, what I see. You know, like I think that's helped. So I didn't see this coming, but I had a vague idea. You know, I always saw success in the future, but I didn't see myself growing this much. You know.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of if you get through this fight and there's no issues, no problems, no injuries during training, nothing that needs to be kind of looked at after the fight, what are you kind of wanting to achieve from the rest of the year? Are you wanting to have a quite an active year and get back in there relatively
Yeah.
soon?
I'd want to have a very active year, like a quick turnaround. Possibly if there's a card in April that made sense with no injuries, I'd want to jump on that. Um, May, I'd want to jump on that too. I just want to have a very productive year because this is the year where I want to have just show my growth, you know, and hone myself fully. Because I feel like I've developed over the past few years, but now this is the point where I want to be at, where I can consistently perform at the level that I expect myself to, you know. And
Yeah.
that's when I'll know my mindset's straight and I'm ready for the pro ranks.
Yeah, definitely. And then, and last but not least, before I let you go, do you have a prediction for the fight? Do you think do you know how the fight's going to end, or are you kind of keeping your cards close to your chest?
I can't give you a round. I just know it's gonna be a knockout. It's been too long since I put someone on the canvas, and I know like these hands are itching, bro. Like I need to get that KO.
Yeah. Well, I'm buzzing for it, Micah. As soon as they sent me the card, I know your poster hadn't come out. I was buzzing. I was like, yeah, I ain't seen Micah fight since Nathan Smith. So, and obviously that was a nasty knockout. So really buzzing that you're on this card. I really hope you do well. And I said I appreciate the time on a Sunday for coming on and speaking to me.
No problem, man. Anytime.
Yeah, Mike, make sure you check out Golden Ticket. It's going to be an insane card at the end of March. It's unbelievable. I'm going to be there, so yeah, make sure you get there because you're going to see the very best talent the UK has to offer, top to bottom on the card, all the way from the juniors, all the way to the pro fight on that's making it off. Thomas Paul versus Dean Truman. What a fight! But yeah, make sure you do link up with everyone, and yeah, Micah, I'll see you on fight night. Best of luck for the rest of your training camp.
But thank you, man.
Nice one.
Cheers.
Thank you, bro. Cheers.